Lights, camera, action. Your girl looking like an absolute daffodil on the camera this morning. It is a peachy and bright Sunday morning. I'm about to saunter up to Los Olivos for a little wine tasting excursion for my best friend's birthday. But before I sauntered, I needed to purge my spirit on microphone because I just don't know that my girlfriends have the bandwidth to listen to me talk shit about the Jeff Bezos, Sanchez wedding for 3.5 hours. You know, they're of an elevated breed. They like read books and stuff. And when I start like really getting on the carousel of crazy, pop culture crazy, they completely disassociate. So I needed to check in with my gal pals. Okay. Where do I start? I haven't slept in days because I am so haunted by the carpet aisle of the Sanchez Jeff Bezos wedding. It is all I think about when I close my eyes. There's a jump scare because all I see is gray carpet. You know how I feel about gray as a home decor selection in general. Let's start from the very motherfucking beginning. I think we could call this Pop Culture News with Jackie. Woo! I mean, it's just, I'm going to hit you hard and nasty this episode because there's so much to debrief on. And as the great Countess Luann once said, money really can't buy you class. It just fucking can't. Okay. Let's run it back. Let's talk about the wedding invitation because it looks like trampoline park, Chuck-E-Cheese, pretty princess, tickled by an uncle, like community center wedding, okay, in buttfuck middle of the country. I can't even believe, like I don't know what the font is. I've blocked it out. It's not Comic Sans, and it's not like a beautiful script calligraphy. It's like a sorority rush party. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's so sophomoric. It's so distasteful. It's so insane. Like, I'm like, this has to be a joke. This has to be a meme. I've looked it up 700 times. I think that's the fucking wedding invitation. So allegedly they had to change the location of the wedding 2 days prior, which, by the way, they got married on a Friday to save a buck. I don't know. Ridiculous. Because climate change activists found not Leo DiCaprio, because he was there front and center. Love him like a sister, by the way. No shade. Just saying it's off brand. Okay. And the hats, like, the hats aren't helping at this point. The hat might as well just say, I'm Leo fucking DiCaprio, because you're going to a wedding. Take off the hat, Leo. Take off the hat. By the way, the jig is up, okay, on the climate change activism. You're at the Bezos wedding, okay, where they're basically just printing money and sticking their gum in it and airplaning it into the trash can, which is fine, but pick a lane, okay? Pick a lane. I like plastic straws. I'm going to use them till the day I fucking die. And I do find recycling to be a bit of a Ponzi scheme, okay? When I go to Air One and I'm discarding my overpriced turmeric chicken tenders, I don't know which bin goes where. And I find the whole thing to be very judgmental and a little hinky, if I may say so myself. So that's me. Loud and proud, okay? I like a single-use plastic. I know it's bad, but I find them to be very sanitary. Leo, where you at? Where you at? Okay? Sorry. What was I saying? Okay, let's get back to all of the things. So her rehearsal dinner, Luke, is a Schiaparelli, very embroidered, orchestrated midi dress, okay, with a cash pony. And these hoes are rolling through. Like, we've got the Kardashians, Sydney Sweeney. I need to get a little poster board from Office Max, which coincidentally has the same exact gray carpet that Sanchez walked down the aisle to Jeff Bezos to. Same exact fucking carpet. They're billionaires. Jeff Bezos is a fucking billionaire. Okay, they could have flown in like Italian Calcutta viola pebbles for her to walk down. Where if she's wearing heels? They could have laid a chevron marble floor for her to glide on, okay? She could have been airlifted, suspended in 24-karat gold chains, Schiaparelli chains from a gilded helicopter. She walked down the aisle to gray Office Max carpet. I went and picked up tampons from CVS yesterday. I looked down at the carpet and I gasped. Like I was fucking Lauren Sanchez walking down the CVS tampon aisle. It was the same visual, except I was better dressed. That's the fucking truth, okay? Okay, I'm trying to figure out, I gotta get the poster board. I have to figure out how the fuck all these people ended up there. Ellie Goulding, love her like a sister. What you doing there, Ellie Goulding? Sydney Sweeney, what you doing there? The entire Kardashian family, what you doing there? What? Huh? Tom Brady, what you doing there? Leo, what's going on? I mean, the people, I don't like, how the fuck does Sydney Sweeney end up at that wedding? Is she friends with Lauren Sanchez? I don't think so. Is she friends with Jeff Bezos? I don't think so. Or is she just the hot single girl that you bring to a fucking wedding? I don't know. Everybody's got that one girl. I know when I was getting married and I had my list, there was a couple rogue girls that I hadn't hung out with in a long time, but they're single and hot. And I thought, throw them in the mix for the groomsmen. You know what I mean? A feminist, she is not. But, you know, like, I just don't get it. Okay. And the outfits, I mean, those Kardashians, God bless them. Love them like a sister. Okay. Rolling in the Balenciaga, like tube tops with the fucking glasses off the gondolas in Venice. It's just, it was called, I think by The Cut or Pitch Six or Vanity Fair or whatever the fuck it was. The Triumph of Tacky. Sophia Grange walked in a Chanel ballet slipper so that Lauren Sanchez could stomp down a gray carpet aisle in a Dolce and Gabbana fucking platform for the masses. Okay. Like, it is, quiet luxury is over. Okay. Lauren Sanchez walking around in Venice in like a poochy red one shoulder mini dress. Okay. And by the way, I'm rooting for Lauren Sanchez. She wanted that bag and she fucking got it. She's got a 22-karat cockroach diamond on each ring finger. The ugliest fucking ring I've ever seen in my goddamn life. But she's got it, okay? She did it. And I'm proud of her. That was what she wanted. She angled appropriately and she fucking took the win. And I'm not going to hate on it. I'm proud of her. And I will say, when I worked with Lauren Sanchez way back when, she was lovely to the crew. She had the same hunger in her eyes back then that she had walking down that Office Max aisle. You know, she was always very flirty and kind of surly and really nice, though. She was nice. She gave me the line of a century. Eating is motherfucking cheating. And for that, I will forever hold her near and dear to my heart. The wedding dress. Okay. I think what she was going for was like demure elegance, and she missed that boat big time. It looks like a Victoria's Secret, like couture nightie. Like, it's so couture. We use that word very loosely around here. It's got buttons from the ankles all the way up with it couldn't have been tighter. And the lace and the whimsical little tresses. Speaking of tresses, I have a very bouncy blow dry. The girl that does my hair, Vanessa, had the audacity to get some type of a stomach bug. So I just had a run-of-the-mill blow dry, and the bangs are popping. And also, I realized I took a lot of shit about girls wearing headbands when I'm a scrunchy forward kind of slut. It doesn't really make sense. I was trying to work that out last night. I'm like, am I allowed to talk such ruthless shit about people with bangs and headbands when I'm like one menstrual cycle away from like cutting a French side bang and I never leave the house without a scrunchie around my wrist? Like, I like this is not just a scrunchie. This is a statement scrunchie. This is a bandana printed like free people fucking scrunchie, which makes me hate myself. Let's get back to Lauren Sanchez. Okay, self-love. You guys, it's all just so tragically, devastatingly tacky. And if there's one thing that's going to unite our country during this extremely divisive time in history, it is the Lauren Sanchez Jeff Bezos wedding, because I think we can all collectively agree that it is a disgrace to the retinas. And I love every second. I can't wait to see the reception pictures. I can't fucking wait. So Lauren landed herself on the cover of digital Vogue. Simultaneously, 24 hours prior, Anna Wintour steps down as editor-in-chief of Vogue after like 30-something years. Coincidence? I think not. I think Anna was smoking a cigarette on her balcony in New York, looking through the proofs of the Lauren Sanchez photo shoot and said, you know what? I'm fucking done. I'm done with you bitches, and just decided to sign off. It's the most impeccable timing. I can't believe it. It's so funny. All of this is so fucking funny. I could do 4.5 hours on Sydney Sweeney, but I'm not going to do that because it's just, I got to keep that in the vault. So no days off for Sydney Sweeney. I have said for, many an episode that I really would love her to be more selective. I think these are the foundational years of building her career. And it is important to reverse Bethany Frankel, come from a place of no, and maybe just not put your face on everything. We're talking Samsung phones, sunscreens, lip masks, fucking soap, like there's too many things. But alas, the summer solstice is here, and Sydney Sweeney is collaborating with Baskin Robbins on a special summer menu, okay? She's got her go-to order, which is called Sydney's Signature Scoop, available now. It's rainbow sherbet with gummy bears on top and a chocolate-dipped waffle cone with sprinkle. That's even better than I could have imagined. Oh, God, that's so good. I don't even have to explain that one. Okay, ready? Oh, God, the second one's even worse. This is so insane. This is performative. There is no fucking way that Sydney Sweeney is hopping on over with her big tits to a Baskin Robbins and ordering this signature scoop. Oh my God, I'm screaming. I'm sweating. We're going to go over this one more time. If this is for one person, it's for me. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. Sydney's signature scoop. Rainbow sherbet with gummy bears on top and a chocolate-dipped waffle cone with sprinkles. And then, oh God, here we go. Gird your labias, girls. Sydney's signature fizz. Rainbow sherbet blended with starry lemon lime soda and topped off with mini gummy bears. That's unbelievable. You know what Jackie's signature scoop would be? A tapeworm, no sugar added, fucking diet yogurt with tons of aspartame, razor blades, and a little bit of cocaine on top, okay? Like, I can't. That's insane. Oh, wow. That is so funny. That is so funny. The Gummy Bears! Oh, man. By the way, I can, like, imagine her saying it. I've got to find the video of her being like, my favorite treat when I go to Baskin Robbins. You know what it is? It's not pick me, but it's stupid. You know what I mean? It's just fucking stupid. Grow up, little gummy bears. I swear to God, if I was at a fucking Baskin Robbins or a Pinkberry or a fucking frozen yogurt, whatever, Demi Lovato, frozen yogurt shop, and I saw someone over the age of 16 with little mini gummy bears, I would call the cops. I'd call the cops and be like, I don't know. It feels Megan's Law. It feels damaged. And I just don't like it. Let them. No, I don't wanna. I don't like it. Me no likey. And just like to promote this as something that you partake in is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay. It's honestly insulting to consumers that we're going to hop on over because I just imagining Sydney Sweeney hopping with her little gummy bears like a little rabbit. I can't. I hate when like girls are like, I just love candy. I don't know. Something about it just bugs me. By the way, I would fucking raw dog a fucking family size crate of like sour strawberry belts, but I'm an adult, okay? And I can't fucking eat them anymore. I would love to, but I don't, okay? And if I did, and I had this gorgeous body, I'd keep it to my fucking self because I love and support other women. Okay, more pop culture news with Jackie. Boop, 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 ba-doop, boop, ba-doop. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom are over. I feel like I kind of predicted that in last week's episode. I don't think they were ever married, so they don't have to like go through the messy divorce. Do they have a child? I think so. We're not going to fact check it. I like to just kind of shoot things in the dark and hope they stick. But you know, Katy Perry's doing just fine. She posted a video of her with like a koala bear on the beach doing weird shit with her microbangs. Does she have microbangs still? I'm not really sure. She's still on tour. Orlando Bloom is at the Bezos wedding. Obviously, they won him in the split and was seen, you know, walking the streets with Sydney Sweeney, probably getting some rainbow sherbet. She's like, Orlando, I know we're in the city of gelato or whatever the fuck it is. Do you think they have rainbow sherbet with little gummy bears? And he's like, bye. So that's fun. I hope she's having a good time. Yeah, sad. It's sad, but you know what? They're going to be absolutely fine. And that's my take on the Katy Perry split. Oh my God, I have the best news of all time. I have the best news of all time. I have the best news of all time. The Comeback is coming back for their third and final season on HBO. If you have not seen The Comeback starring the incomparable Lisa Kudrow, please stop listening to this and go run, don't walk, okay? To watch The Comeback season 1, season 2. I wonder where they're going to pick up for season 3 because I thought season 2 ended masterfully. It kind of like bridged the gap of like the faux reality, like docuseries shtick, like The Office, Modern Family, and then went into like a full scripted, like beautiful, what I thought was a series finale. I love this show so much. I think it is so spectacular. I think it is so funny. I think it is so oddly like heartwarming and palpable. And, you know, Valerie Cherish is not a villain. She's not a victim. She's such a victor. And you're like rooting for her and make excuses for her, you know, questionable behavior, because you just love her so much. I mean, it's genius. It's fucking genius. And I am so excited. Another thing to unite the country. Or at least, you know, women and gay men everywhere. So it's a huge win for us, for Valerie Cherish. I can't fucking wait. Something to live for, dare I say. So we love that. Oh my God, yesterday I had the most harrowing experience. This is so embarrassing. So I was like tootling around town and I saw some signs that said like flea market Saturday, 2 to 8 p.m. And in my head, this was like a swap meet, antiques, roadshow type of thing. So I'm like, Andrew, gird your lady loins, get, you know, put some Vaseline on your inner thighs because those puppies are going to chafe. We're going fucking antiquing with the child. I think it's good to bring Clyde to a myriad of different experiences. And he does love antiquing like his mother. We do antique training on Tuesdays and Thursdays where I take him to the local antique mart. And he's literally like a local celebrity there. Everybody knows him and loves him there. And we do training sessions where we do laps and we look, but we do not touch. We've had no altercations. He has not picked up or thrown anything in that store. At home, we're entering like a little bit of a different vortex where he's definitely fucking with me. But he knows that if he touches anything in this store, we immediately go home. Like he gets the hook immediately. So he gallivants, he looks, but he does not touch. And it's like my proudest parenting achievement that he's able to go into those stores and not fuck shit up. It's all about training. Okay. We're going to Westminster. That's a dog show. LOL. So what was I talking about? Okay. So I see all these signs. I'm very excited. I'm like, maybe we're gonna, I'm looking for Murano glass. I'm looking for art. I'm looking for silver. I'm looking for bells. I don't know. Just shit that tickles my pickle. We pull up and it is a Y2K themed flea market. All clothes and like shit that I owned in high school, and all of these young kids pilfering through bins of like juicy terry cloth, like tube top dresses, Hollister tank tops, Abercrombie and Fitch, like little mini skirts, like all the shit that I owned 20 years ago. And I roll in a Celine bucket hat, looking like the dumbest bitch on the fucking planet. I brought my little backpack. I stuck out like a sore thumb. They're like, who let the geriatric in here? Okay. And I go to this bin and it's all like young teenagers, like chewing gum, like vaping, being like, there's a $5 clearance bin on the floor. And if you buy 2, you get the 3rd shirt free. And I was like, thank you so much, honey. I mean, I couldn't have been, I was jilted, embarrassed. They're all looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I'm looking through the clothes just for sport because I'm already there. Like, hello, like, let's be real. Let's be so real for a second. With a gun to my head, I'm not buying a Y2K flea market find ever in any situation. It's not that I don't do vintage. It's that I don't do vintage, a vintage bag, maybe like something special, or like a vintage. I'm trying to think. Do I have anything? I don't want old smelly fucking clothes. Okay. Like a bag, like a watch, something like that. That's cool. But am I going to go buy like a vintage tank from a Y2K flea market, sweating my tits off on a Sunday? No. I walked in, I was wearing like a little Doan eyelet set with my sad, disgusting Chanel dad sandals and a bucket hat, being like cool and fun and young and fresh. And I walked in there and I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I got to get the fuck out of here. So that was embarrassing, and came home with no goods, obviously. But everything that was sold there, I already had. You know what I mean? I was like, oh yeah, I wore that in my 7th grade yearbook picture. And they're like, it's vintage. And I was like, calm down with the vintage thing, okay? And let's not exploit my childhood for a trend, Y2K. Like, and they were playing all Y2K music. And then I like started to feel myself, and they had churros. And I was like, okay, I'm cool. Yeah, that was a good time. You know what I fucking hate? Side note, I hate people that you meet for like 14 minutes that are like instant nickname people. You know what I mean? When you like meet someone out at a party or out in the wild and you're like, hey, I'm Jackie. And they start calling you Jack after like 4.5 minutes. It's like a false sense of intimacy that I just don't like. I was at a party recently and I met this girl. We're chit-chatting and she starts calling me Jax. Okay. Jax, you want a drink? Like, she called me Jack and Jax all in the same evening. I'm like, bitch, I don't fucking know you. I literally didn't remember her name, but she's calling me Jack. And I don't like that. When people like give you just the letter, like, hey, Jay, great meeting you, Jay. Talk soon, Jay. And I'm like, no, nobody calls me that. It's weird. Like, I'm going to need to pee the bees on that. Let's have 3.5 hours together before you start giving me a nickname. It's weird. I don't know what that is. I'm usually pretty good with names. That's a lie. I'm really good with faces, but I make a conscious effort to repeat people's names back to themselves, because when people do that to me, I love it so much. And I find it to be, it's like a whole, you can read about it. It's a thing that people do. It's like a psychological warfare trick where it makes people feel seen and heard and important. And it's just it's a good thing. Try it in a sentence. So I always try to do that, but the instant nickname is very off-putting. It does whatever the opposite of that is. It doesn't nurture or nourish a bond. I think if anything, for me, it makes me feel like, it just makes me feel like Gummy Bears. Like, whoa, you don't know me, back off. You know what I mean? It actually makes me colder. And I just thought I would impart that wisdom with you. Thank you. Oh, Bottega Veneta pink jacket update. Oh, God, cue the sad music, you guys. This is devastating. And Alistair, really, let's put some sad music. As you may have known, I was in a menstrually dicey place about a week and a half ago, solo parenting my son, whilst Andrew gallivanted and worked for 2 weeks, leaving me for fucking dead. And I found solace by way of the local Topanga San Fernando Valley Mall, and found this gorgeous, perfect pink canvas kind of puffer, seasonless jacket with coordinating burgundy woven leather collar. And I thought, this will solve all of my life's problems if I can acquire this jacket. And they only had one left in the entire country, conveniently in my size, fit like a glove. I put it on hold for a week to think about it, because it is somewhat fiscally irresponsible. Now, simultaneously, 48 hours later, I found myself in Las Vegas, okay, on a brand trip. Pause for reaction. I know. It happened to be a gay old time. Had a great time, okay? Also was a bit of a winner, a big lucky winner, okay, at the blackjack table, 48 hours after acquiring, holding, solidifying said pink Bottega Veneta jacket. When I tell you that I hit blackjack like 10 times, I actually hit blackjack like 10 times. Like, it was crazy. They thought I was counting cards. I was given Rain Woman energy, okay? And I got a taste of it, and I was on a fucking roll. Okay, so I walked home with like $3,500, which is, for me, like, I was like, that, by the way, that covers the jacket and the tax. I was like, this is so crazy. This is the universe rewarding me for being a wonderful person. I won exactly the amount of money that it would cost to buy this jacket. So I was like, you guys, Jesus, RuPaul, Mr. Veneta, whoever, powers above are telling me that I need to go get that fucking jacket to fill the void in my black heart. And here I have cold, hard cash that I won out of pure coincidental luck that is going to get me that fucking jacket. So I go to the store 2 days ago, okay, to get the fucking jacket. It's gone. She's gone. She's gone. Gone. Then they call me and they say, actually, we found a size 38 that was held for a client on consignment that's returning to the fucking store. And I said, okay, hold it. They said, we've got a client coming. It's the saga of the jacket. Everyone is on pins and needles, okay? People are dying. Children are starving. The world is ending. But I'm going to get that fucking pink jacket. So stay tuned. I do think I have a size 38, which is a size maybe too small, being held for me until Monday, which I'm going to go try on and see how she feels in my soul. But if it's not a perfect fit, I'm not buying it. And that's what we call self-control. Get some, Sydney Sweeney. Thank you. Okay, she's back, feeling like I got hit by a bus, but, you know, also just glowing, feeling bloated, but spunky. We just got back from Los Olivos with our friends and had the best day, the best night, so untethered. There was a point in the afternoon And I know this sounds like a lie, but it's the truth. I'm actually not a big day drinker. All that I care about is the 6:30 p.m. crisp martini in a appropriate glass with garnish, and anything besides that feels frivolous and I just don't enjoy the same way. But we went wine tasting. We went to our place, favorite place. There are the words. Jackie, we're going to do an adjective and then we're going to do a noun. Got it. Nailed it. Killed it. We went to Brave and Maiden, which is our favorite winery in the San Ynez wine country. Okay. And then, oh, there she goes. The throat's closing up. Did a little wine tasting with our very closest friends. It was so fun, so easy. Had a beautiful lunch at Bar La Côte, some oysters, a crudo. Jackie, don't you have mercury poisoning? Sure do. Thank you so much for asking. Then we came back to the hotel, did a little pool situation. I'm not going to say who or when. I'll just tell you that mushrooms were being dispersed into said wine, and I did not participate because I'm a pussy. But there was a point in the afternoon where I saw little Handy Andy and her pear-shaped body and my friend Michelle doing like mermaid dives in the pool, which was at 100% occupancy. So anybody that was at the Inn at Maddie's Tavern, I would like to just go on record and say that I did not know those people. I was not married to that man, and that girl was not my friend. They were doing these very spastic kind of dives. I don't know what was going on, but they were flailing their limbs and like pretending to drown and then making these weird noises and doing like little mermaid competition. And then my friend Michelle like fell asleep in the pool. It was a whole fucking thing. The cocktails were being poured and infused, and it was so much fun. Then we aborted the gentleman and went for a girls' dinner at Bell's, which is this like kind of like the Bear adjacent Michelin tasting prixy fixie. It was just so fun to get like a little buzzed and way too full and then just conk the fuck out, you know, childless. Were we all a little brittle and broken this morning? Absolutely. I mean, one by one, we start rolling into breakfast and it's just, you know, it just keeps getting worse. It's like a parade of broken, but it was so fun. So we're back, you know, and feeling frisky. I have some more pop culture news with Jackie. I just found out, by the way, ChatGPT is like new in my life because I was pretty anti ChatGPT and still am for the most part. But when you need like quick information, I just don't want it to help me like draft an email or anything. I don't want to like lose the muscle. Also, I just wanted to share, I thought this was the cutest thing in the world. My friend Michelle has a son who's about 6 years old, and she started doing this thing where she allocates like a certain budget, and she has her son plan a date for them, and it like teaches him, you know, budgeting and chivalrous energy and planning and coordination. And so like he'll be like, I want to go to a bounce house, and then we're gonna get ice cream, and then we're gonna go, you know, get dim sum and go to a park, you know, and then he plans everything. She obviously, you know, so graciously funds and finances the date because he's fucking 6. And I do think the child labor laws permit him from, you know, paying for the date himself. But, you know, I'm going to really fight to change the child labor laws in California because it's expensive and we need to put them to work quickly. Anywho, I just thought that was like the cutest thing in the world. And as soon as Clyde can like understand the taxing process of coordinating a beautiful evening for the two of us, hopefully like candlelight, a little champagne. I'm going to get him a fake ID by the time he's 3 so that we can like go wine tasting together, because I just find that to be a great bonding experience. I think it's so cute to have them plan like a little date. Ugh, to die for. Okay, pop culture news with Jackie, back at it again. Okay, here we go. Julia Fox has opened a dental-inspired cafe in Brooklyn. She has launched a cafe where everything is shaped like teeth. The chairs, the cups, the pastries. It's called Molar, and she says it's a metaphor for biting into life. Critics are calling it a dystopian chic environment, and the TikTokity loves it. This is, okay, sometimes Julia Fox is a perfect example. Love her like a sister, okay? The theme of the episode. Sometimes we enable niche celebrities too much, and then the world is their oyster, and then things just get weird. And instead of calling it weird, we're in this like toxic, myopic internet hellhole where we have to celebrate dumb shit because we don't want to be basic. So anything that's like really obscure, we then band together and celebrate. Like, this is weird. This is amazing. It's genius. But maybe, pause, maybe it's just stupid. And we are so, we're so generalized by the mundane that we celebrate things that aren't genius because we're so just bored that, and we're all in like the same algorithm of the same things and the same outfits and the same vocal fry with the same face and the same fucking chocolate covered dates, that someone opens a cafe in Brooklyn with a toothy theme, and we think that's so fucking cool, when in actuality, it's really fucking stupid. I hope it does well. I don't get it. I just want to go on record and say, I don't get it. Maybe I'm triggered because I had an obscene amount of dental work as a child. Maybe I'm still healing from the adhesive headgear, but I don't want to go to a cafe in Brooklyn, period, Ramona Singer. And I don't want to go to a cafe in Brooklyn with molar-shaped croissants. I'm good. I'm okay. But God bless her. Another celebrity venture. Matthew McConaughey has launched a meditation app, but only for dogs. It's called All Right, Pup. Okay. He narrates bedtime stories for canines in a soft Texan drawl. The beta version crashed after 400,000 downloads in just 1 hour. His sample line, close your eyes, even though you're a dog. I can't really do a Matthew McConaughey accent. I'm not going to try it. This feels like a cheater brand of mind, body, no soul. I don't think I did a guided meditation for a dog, but oh God, talk about the little engine that couldn't. Mind, body, no soul, my guided meditation podcast that I just physically and cerebrally could not sustain. Once I started doing freelance spoken word and like weird speaking in tongues chanting for 12 minutes. This is okay. This is why no matter what, I will love myself forever and ever. Okay. So I launched my Mind, Body, No Soul. I'm pitching it. I'm like, this is genius. This is my, $200 million show. This is the one that's going to really I'm going to be able to retire after this. First 10 episodes, I've got a real zest for life. It feels new. It feels fresh. It feels it feels like elevated, but stupid, but funny. And I was like, oh my God, I found my niche. Yet again, she believed she could, and she did. Well, this is my favorite story from the past, 18 years. A lifestyle creator staged a fake moving to Paris series, complete with berets, baguettes, but eagle-eyed fans noticed she never left her mom's house in Fresno. The Eiffel Tower scene in the background was a $12 Amazon cardboard cutout. Shout out Jeff Bezos. Great carpet. Nope, we're back. She is now rebranding as a performance artist after being caught faking a Parisian gallivant. That is so funny. Remember a couple years ago when people were renting by the hour, the fake interior private jet scene so that they could go in and take photos to put on Instagram? This is what's wrong with the world. I happen to think that that's very, very funny for a myriad of reasons, just the Fresno Paris of it all. But yeah, we live in a very toxic environment. Wellness TikToker got banned for selling DIY Botox kits using Aquafina. That's cute. I just Amazon Primed 700 fake cigarettes that I totally forgot about. Or I did it a couple days ago and I just opened the Amazon box and it's It's like a new sleep sack for Clyde and 7 million fake cigarettes. And they really just do feel so good. Another window into the evening going downhill fast yesterday was when the girls got back from our dinner last night and we're like, where the fuck are all the guys? So we all get our tracking devices out and we're all like, where are they? They're on the side of the highway 154, aka 154. And one of our friends is doing this like detox, like no alcohol, no processed sugars. He's doing like this 3-week metabolic cleanse. Boring. So he was the DD for the evening. And the bros went on a little cigarette journey, and they all get out of the car and we do a little whiff, and we're like, it's looking like that. And I'm like, I wish I could smoke a cigarette. I want to have like one too many cocktails and like really commit to the cigarette of it all. I think vaping is for pussies, like commit. And I read somewhere, and by read I mean heard some stranger say on a very distant TikTok, maybe or hallucinated this entire theory, but here we go. I heard from a little smoking birdie that vapes are actually worse for you than cigarettes. Do I have any information to confirm or deny this theory? Of course not. But I'll tell you one thing, it sure as fuck looks less cool. So I say bring back cigarettes. I love all the Glastonbury footage of like all these people just smoking cigarettes. And I'm like, yeah, how much cooler is Glastonbury? It's so much cooler than Coachella. It's like leaps, years, and eons cooler than Coachella. And I'm trying to think, is it the spirit of the UK, or is it just, I don't know what it is. It feels more down to earth, digestible, less classist than Coachella, and like more present than Coachella. I don't know. I was like, I wish I could go to Glastonbury. When I saw Alanis Morissette twirling her little heart out, singing Thank You, India, I was like, thank you, Alanis. I love Alanis Morissette, like forever and always. I was whipping and neighing through my neighborhood the other day. When I take Clyde to school and when I bring him home from school, the second we enter our neighborhood, I go all windows down and we blast that fucking music, okay? It's like, honestly, I hope and I romanticize that later in his life, he'll remember the rides to and from school with his broken mother smoking a fake cigarette, like blasting Hands Clean and the entirety of the Jagged Little Pill album. And I hope it gives him like a little heart pang, because I remember driving home from school with my mom, windows down, and she was like blasting Dave Matthews Band. I'm like, Mom, S Club 7. And she's like, bitch, we're listening to Crash full volume 13 times in a row. And I was like, okay. And she also loved Room for Squares. And we would just blast it. And then she would go, this is how I knew this bitch was fucking nuts. Okay. She would buy like the same album live from different cities. So I can detect the Room for Squares, like Your Body is a Wonderland, live from Boston, live from Madison Square Garden, live from Lollapalooza 1999. Like I can tell you the different versions of Dave Matthews Band, Watchtower, Dave Matthews Band, live from Rio Music Festival. Like I can detect because I heard the same fucking song over and over and over and over and over and over, different versions of the same thing. And now I do the same exact thing. I'm like, we're not listening to Miss Rachel, bitch. We're kicking it old school. I like to start the days. Rain Woman, 5 minutes to Watner. I like to start the day with You Only Get What You Give by New Radicals. I know I've said this 400 times. If you are having a shitty day and you need to increase the energetic frequency of the home in your spirit, put on New Radicals, You Only Get What You Give at a very loud volume. Let it penetrate your soul, okay, and your spirit, and through osmosis, your family's spirit. And even if you are having the worst day of your life, it's going to be better and it's going to feel theatrical and like intentional and romanticized whilst listening to New Radicals. You can't really have that bad of a day when you started out with a bang. Try it tomorrow and call me the fuck back, except don't. Can I share another thing that is so embarrassing? Andrew travels with Band-Aids. I was like going through his toiletry bag this morning. He travels like, hold on. Okay. I need to take a second because it's so embarrassing. My husband, first, the fact that he even went out and bought Band-Aids, because this bitch doesn't have Band-Aids. Like, I've never seen it. Like, I would never find myself in any situation where I'd be like, I gotta go pick up some Band-Aids. Like, what a nerd. What a fucking nerd, okay? So the fact that we even have Band-Aids is so crazy to me. But the fact that we not only have Band-Aids in the house, and I'm not talking one type of Band-Aid. We have every type of Band-Aid that you could ever possibly require. We have the really intense ace bandages. We have the big Band-Aids, the small Band-Aids, the square Band-Aids, the long oval Band-Aids, the circular Band-Aids of all sizes, shades, colors, textures. It's fucking insane. But the fact that we not only have the Band-Aids in thy home, okay, pre-child, we were a Band-Aid home. And anytime someone would come over and see the Band-Aids, which isn't often, but if we had people staying here and in the guest room, they're pilfering around the cabinets as one does. I'm doing that. I'm going through every fucking drawer in your powder room. I want to see what's going on. But if they stumbled upon the Band-Aids, I was like, just FYI, those are not mine. I don't buy Band-Aids, and I certainly don't buy Band-Aids in bulk, okay? But the fact that we not only have them, but he travels with 3 different shapes of Rogue Band-Aids in his toiletry bag in case he gets a little paper cut from the Gummy Bears. I will bully this man. He's in a state of comatose this morning, and I look at him and I go, Andrew, what the fuck is this? He goes, it's a Band-Aid. Or as I like to call them, Band-Aids. And I said, no, I know. Why the fuck do you have a Band-Aid? He's like, it's always good to have on hand. I said, I will murder you with these Band-Aids. I don't know how. Well, I do know how. We have enough of them that I could concoct some type of Band-Aid ball gag, shove it down his throat after his last nightcap cigarette, and hope he chokes to death. I don't know. The Band-Aids, I can't. On that note, thank you so much for listening to the Bitch Bible podcast. Please go to thebitchbible.com/tour and get your tickets. DC, I need you to roll through. Okay. I know it's a little bit far, but you have to come. You have to come. Go to thebitchbible.com/tour. Don't be that person that 3 months from now is like, Jackie, come to fuck nowhere. I'm not going. So book the trip, buy the ticket. Goodbye. Love you.